Welcome back, everyone. In a bid to strengthen Nigeria's domestic economy and promote local content, President Bola Tinubu has initiated a policy that bars ministries, departments and agencies from procuring foreign goods or services already available locally without a written waiver from the Bureau of Public Procurement. This is as the Federal Executive Council approved a sweeping new policy directive aimed at prioritizing Nigerian businesses, goods and services in all government-related economic activities. The new policy targets the renewed Hope Nigeria First policy, seeks to foster a new business culture that is bold, confident and very Nigeria. Joining me tonight to elaborate on this is a business and investment consultant, Dr. Nwachukwu Anakwenze. Good evening, Dr. Nwachukwu. Thanks a lot for joining us on the program. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Right. So this is what the federal government had said. But for you, what is the main goal of the Nigeria First policy approved by the federal government? And why is it important for Nigeria to reduce dependence on foreign goods?
Before I start, generally, my preamble, we believe in true democracy for all Nigerians and Africans. And we want a country where the various ethnic groups feel they have a stake in the future of the country. We vision Nigeria where leadership is based on merit, hard work, fairness, and accountability as a measure of national strength and character. In terms of, I've always been preaching this for many years. Nigeria has been blessed more than any country in the world with natural resources: diamond, gold, silver, iron, ore, tin. We have it more than other people. We have food, all the natural food, rice, beans, this, rain around the year. We are blessed. So we are not going to be any major power if we are not producing and selling. Gross national GDP means what are you producing compared to America and Britain and France. If you're only consuming everything, you're not going anywhere, and Nigeria will be falling unless you start making things. Nigerian people are very intelligent. We are more as intelligent or more intelligent than other people in the other parts of the world. But we don't have good leaders that will encourage our local people to make things. We have everything that it takes to make cars. We have everything that it takes to make computers, to make planes. We have it, aluminum and iron. That's what it takes. We have all the things, all the brains. Nigerians, when they leave Nigeria, they are like one of the top percents in the world. When they come to Nigeria, they become like mumu. They are mumu down. So it's good that the government is moving in that direction, which is what I've been preaching. You need to encourage business people to make things. Give them tax subsidy, cut down their taxes so they can produce. If you're importing everything, you're not going anywhere. You're going to be carrying last, like we're carrying last right now. In Nigeria, we make cars in Nnewi. Why are you buying cars from outside? If we get our young people together, we can make planes. We can make computers. We have the raw materials to make tire, rubber, and petroleum byproducts is there to make all the tires. We should be able to supply the whole world with tires. We have the petrochemicals to make a lot of stuff. Nothing stops us but ourselves. So you shouldn't be importing from outsiders. Don't you see America? America is banning people from, they don't want it from outside, but they want it to buy their own. We should say we don't want theirs too. They should buy from us.
Thank you, Dr. Nwachukwu. But how will this new directive, the Nigeria First policy, create new opportunities for local manufacturers? How will this policy affect government contracts and procurement processes? And which sectors are expected to benefit most from the prioritization of local goods?
Manufactured, equipment like cars, we make it in Nigeria. We can make computers. If you encourage our young people, you train them, and then you encourage them, you help them, give them loan, seed capital. Our young people are as smart as people in China or America or Europe. We are more intelligent than them. So the government needs to be prepared to call these people together, motivate them, give them tax break. If you do this and create jobs, we will cut your tax. You need to give young people who go to skill acquisition school, send them to skill acquisition school for free. When they come out, help them buy the equipment they need to start making. And that's what we need. We have the people, we're able to become a world power. I'm not part of you people that's just trying to be following. Nigeria should be a world power where we're the one giving loan, giving job to people, helping people in the world.
Also, Dr. Nwachukwu, should there be any exceptions where, foreign goods can still be procured under this policy? How important is it that government ensures the quality and standards of local products meet requirements?
There is, when a lot of things produced in Nigeria, you have NAFDAC. You need to have agency like NAFDAC. They do a good job. I have industries in Nigeria. I have companies in Nigeria. I have 10 companies. NAFDAC, they come and inspect. Something like that will work. We don't need to be producing less, but we need to be producing best. But you have to encourage them. You have to build the road, the government, provide electricity, get water, train the young people, give them free university and school training, infrastructure training for free. And then if they can do it, help them buy the equipment, give them loan. That's what they do in America. I'm a doctor in America. They paid for me to go to school. When I came out, they gave me loan to start my medical business. And now my business, I have 5,000 doctors that work for me in America. They are not smarter than us. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I get that. I get that. But also, there's so many questions begging for answers. One of them is, what impact would this policy, or is this policy expected to have on Nigeria's economy and job creation?
When the government gives the business incentives, they need to tie it to creating jobs for young people and producing. When you produce, you sell it outside, Nigerian naira goes up, dollar goes down. So that's enough. Creating jobs, making naira stronger, that's strong enough. The key to it is the young people. All these old people, their brain is dead. All they want is corruption and chop. You need to focus on the next generation and forget about the old people who are just there to eat.
That sounded like you're generalizing, Dr. Nwachukwu.
I'm not generalizing. I'm a doctor. I know about people. The old people have disappointed Nigeria since independence to now. It's been a disappointment, except for Obasanjo. The rest of the presidents have been a failure. So that's the truth.
And that's
you can be
also quite debatable. There are a lot of Nigerians who would not agree with you. But back to this, will this policy affect Nigeria's trade agreements with other countries? Is it possible? Is there a likelihood?
They are doing it to us. Why wouldn't you do it to them? America is doing it, and the European Union have it all along. We should have it. That's the only way we will become a powerful country. China was nothing at independence in 1949. They came together and they have serious men that want their country to be great. Now China is the powerhouse of manufacturing. Nigeria can be a powerhouse of manufacturing in 10 years if we start now.
And let me flip that question, because we're a developing nation, and so the truth is we need our foreign allies. So how do we ensure that this does not affect our trade agreements with other countries, especially our allies?
It doesn't, because you work out an agreement with them. You can't produce everything. What they produce, you let come in, and what you do better, you send to them. We don't have any real natural enemies, as far as I'm concerned. We can work with the rest of the world. But if somebody don't want you, why would you want them? We need to spread and work, trade with all African countries and European countries, Canada, China, as much as we can. We need to open up, don't depend on any one country.
So, the minister says this policy will soon be backed by an executive order, with the Attorney General directed to draft the necessary legal instruments. Should there be a timeline for the full implementation of the policy across all government agencies if we're really serious about this?
It needs to be anything that is intelligent is gradual. You gradually introduce it. 5%, 10%, 15%.
So when you say
20%.
Gradual process, I want you to be very specific.
You need to start now, but you need to have it fully implemented in 2 years from now.
Okay. I don't think 2 years is such a long time.
And end it by 2 years' time.
All right.
10%, 20%, 15%, 20, 30%, like that.
Okay. Because, the minister also pointed out that a full audit of ongoing procurement plans would be carried out, and breaches of the policy would attract sanctions, including termination of contracts, financial penalties. How do you advise government on how compliance with the Nigeria Force policy should be monitored and enforced? I want you to help us with some practical steps.
Yeah, like for example, why are you importing rice? Nigerian land is very good for rice. So you encourage the farmers to do it, but you shouldn't say automatically everything is banned for rice, but you need to gradually implement it while we are farming. Help farmers, help them get equipment, help them get fertilizers. It needs to be gradual. It's not going to be like automatically one day. Otherwise you will have chaos.
All right then, because, I asked the question about compliance because if we're serious about compliance, this must start from the top. The elites, our politicians, business moguls, they're the ones with a high appetite for foreign goods. An ordinary Nigerian who is still looking for how to manage his or her salary, pay the children's school fees, is not all about the designer bags and shoes, imported building materials, imported chairs, when we have people who can manufacture these things here. So this patriotic mindset must start from the top. So my question is, how do we ensure this works?
It needs to be applied to everyone, and then, but remember I said gradual. You can't say automatically we can't import any more cars immediately today. You can't import anything. It needs to be a gradual thing, encouraging people to change, encouraging business people to do this. It needs to be gradual. They need to be encouraged. But it will work, and we'll be stronger for it.
So, another question I would like to ask you is, how will cutting back on foreign goods help Nigeria achieve economic independence? Based on your experience.
You need some foreign goods. You need Caterpillar. You need some equipment still that will do the work. We don't have Boeing jets right now, so you still need to get that. But gradually you need to start our people building small planes. We have cars, expand the use of our car, have them give contract to our local people that are making things like Innocent Motors. Innocent Motor is making buses, is making trucks, is making jeeps, all of that we can get locally. It needs to be gradual. If you do it all at one time, they will protest, people will protest, and the whole thing will collapse.
But are Nigerian manufacturers prepared to meet the increased demand from government contracts? What challenges might local manufacturers face in scaling up production to supply government agencies?
Clear what they expect, and then they need to come around and look at those factories and look at what they're producing. Once in 3 months, you visit the plants, you communicate well, exchange the information, and encourage them.
When you say encouragement, so when you say encouragement, Dr. Nwachukwu, what exactly are you talking about?
Encourage them to hire youth in Nigeria. You need to encourage them to improve quality. You need to encourage them. If they need help with loan, you need to help them. The government needs to help back the loan that the companies need. That's encouragement. That's what you need. They need help with loan. They need help with training the young people. They need help. They need to be encouraged to give jobs. Nigerian government can never create jobs enough to hire people. It's private companies that can do it. In America, the government doesn't have anything in America. American government only own army and navy and police. Everything is private. Nigeria is like that. Nigeria needs to be like that. It's private people like me that can create jobs. I need to be encouraged. We need to be given land, electricity. We need to have water. We need to have good road. That's what I mean by encouragement.
And that's for the governments, the federal government, state governments, governments at all levels to do their own part. But for citizens, what role does patriotism play in promoting Nigerian goods over foreign brands?
That again has to do with our government talking to people and our local people. Remember, they used to make fun of Japanese. When Japan started making things, they say Japanese good inferior. Now Japan has better goods than America. They used to make fun of Chinese goods, but after a while, Chinese good is better quality than America and Europe. We need to just train our people, Ministry of Information, tell them to be patriotic, support our people, and encourage our people. We have those cars made in Nigeria now, that's what I'm telling you. There's no kind of vehicle that you want that's not being made in Nnewi. Now, and we can make plans.
So, as an employer of labor, what support do you think manufacturers need from government to meet procurement requirements?
I mentioned already, you need roads, you need electricity, you need reduction of taxes. Don't be, it's too much taxes in Nigeria. You need to reduce tax so that the businessman can use it to hire more people. That's what you need. Government give us tax break.
Okay. All right. But for manufacturers, still on manufacturers, how can they ensure that, they remain competitive under this new policy?
They will, because you have a government agencies that monitors it. And if you have competition, not just one company, one American company competing with an American company, that makes them raise the standard of the quality so that they can be number one. You have to, not just one business, you need to encourage one business to compete with another business. It's doing the same thing. That's how the standard goes up.
But Dr. Nwachukwu, I'm sure you know that in this part of the world, Nigeria, we do not have issues with policies and initiatives. Our issue has always been with implementation. So with this new policy, what must change from both the federal government side and ordinary citizens?
Politically, the leadership of the country needs to come and say, we want to change direction, we want to start making things, we want to support ourselves, we want to start using what we have. Everything the world is using is under your feet. China and all these people come to Nigeria, they carry sand, they carry rare earth material and build things. Japan don't have anything, they don't have diamond, gold, silver, aluminum, they don't have. They dig it from Nigeria. They get it from Nigeria, iron and aluminum from Nigeria, and they build Toyota and Nissan, and you're driving it. Are we mumu or not?
Maybe we're not. But two more questions before I let you go. What are the risks of relying too much on foreign goods for essential needs?
You will become a slave forever to foreigners, and they will control you. And our children will not be able to expand their brain. There's no reason why Nigerian 20 years old, 30 years old cannot be building bridges across the whole of Africa, rail. There's no reason why. Now, I'm not talking about in the future. We are not encouraging them to do it. Our young people are very intelligent. I'm there, I work with them. My factories all work, Nigerian use 20 to 40, and we are the best in what we do.
And for many young Nigerians out there who may not understand the implication of this conversation and this new policy, how can supporting the Nigerian-made product help strengthen the Naira, in your own perspective?
That is called gross national product, GDP. That's how you judge country strength versus another country's strength. The more you make product, the more you sell, your Naira becomes stronger. The more you buy, your Naira becomes weaker. You have to be able to make things and send out. We can make things in Nigeria. We have brilliant people. In Aba, they can do everything. They can make everything in Aba. If encourage Nigerians, we can make it, we can ship it. Open up the seaport, open up the airports. Open up more international airports, like Port Harcourt, Enugu, Kanu, Kaduna. Open up more international airports for exchange. People will come here. People will come to Nigeria and begging us to give them job. I'm telling you, if we have the right people.
All right, thank you. So before I let you go now, why should Nigerians trust and choose a locally made product over imported ones? Dr. Nwachukwu.
You will make it cheaper and you will make it better.
Okay.
I produce things in Nigeria. My goods are better than what is made in America. I have best bottling plant. I have big farm, rice farm, 4 miles. You drive for 4 miles. And I make rice bags, send it better than rice from anywhere in the world. We're doing it now.
All right. I mean, this is a great initiative, and hopefully we get it right this time. Thank you so much for joining us, Dr. Nwachukwu Anakwenze, business and investment consultant. Thank you so much for your time in politics tonight.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot for watching, everyone. That marks the end of today's episode of Politics Tonight. But before we go, let's tell you that the views and reactions of our resource persons are theirs and have no connection with TVC News. Meanwhile, you can watch the repeat broadcast of this episode at midnight. Get in touch with us on our social media handles, Facebook, Instagram, and X at TVC News NG, and at Launchbook using the hashtag Politics Tonight. We're also on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News NG. I am Olajumoke Olatunji. I'll see you again tomorrow.